Hello, welcome back to my corner of the internet. As you guys can see from the title, today I want to share with you guys, if I had to have no choice whatsoever, what palettes would I declutter right now? I'm going to make it very clear, I am not decluttering these palettes, but if I'm going to be honest with myself, these are the ones that I least reach for. There are more, but these are the ones that came to mind first. With the holiday season and new palettes coming into my life, I will need to reassess certain palettes because I want to keep my numbers at a certain amount, and there are palettes that I may be willing to let go of and move on because I'm not reaching for them. There are certain things that I like more of others, so I might be reassessing that in the new year. But for right now, I want to hypothetically give you guys a list of a few palettes that if I were to have to get rid of them right now, these are the ones that don't make the cut. All right, so these are in no particular order. Let's start out with the ones on top. First one that I would consider getting rid of is the Too Faced Shake Your Pom Poms. Reason why this one stays in my collection is because of the size. It's easy for me to use, travel with, so on and so forth. But if I'm going to be honest with myself, this is not something that's groundbreaking, something that is in my life that I really, really want to use. It's more of the quality of the shadows and the size of it that is allowing me to keep it. I'm seriously looking at it and I'm like, I really should just get rid of this one. I'm trying not to do that. That's not the point of this video. It is a beautiful color story. It is something that I enjoy. You guys know I love greens. I love greens for everyday looks. So this is something that the reason why I would use it. Today I'm wearing a bunch of greens on my eyes. I love green. I feel like green looks so pretty and it's an everyday look for me personally that I don't mind it. So this is why this one stays in here, because of the fact that it does have that hue to it that I really enjoy. But there are new palettes in my collection that give me the same thing. So this is one that I would consider getting rid of. Here's another one for the same reason. This is Salted Caramel. Now I did not purchase all the ones that came out during this whole entire series that they came out with. I only own 3 of these. This one should be no surprise because this one's very loud and red and orangey. I've learned that I don't like super orangey tones, but I've learned to also work around them and mix them with different shades to tone them down. So this is why I don't mind keeping them because I can still get use out of them. But this one is more of your very deep orangey reds. Obviously Salted Caramel. It is a beautiful palette, but I have this in larger sizes. I have these in singles, so why am I keeping this around? I don't know, but this is one that I would get rid of right now. All right, the quality of these two palettes is a reason why it keeps me going and I really love them. So this is a Raspberry Kiss. So Raspberry Kiss from Sydney Grace is one that isn't my total favorite, but when I use this one as a 2 shadow look, I really do like it. Most of these palettes, that's how I would use them, is more like a 2-3 shadow look, not necessarily a whole palette look. Purples are not my jam, but if I'm going to keep a purple, it's going to be a warm tone purple. I love warm tone purples, and these are it, but it's just, even so, I still don't reach for these as much. It's very pretty, don't get me wrong. I really like it, but I do reach for other things a lot more. So this is one of those Sydney Grace ones that I would get rid of if I really had to. All right, here's another one from Sydney Grace. This one I believe is no longer in existence. This is Where the Wild Things Grow. The color story is fun. I really do like it, and I love to use this one a lot. You guys can see I have a really nice dip in that one. I really did like using this one. Sunflower is another beautiful one. The main reason why I would get rid of most of my Sydney Grace ones is because I do have quite a bit of singles from them. So I do love the fact that they are magnetic, so I can pull these out as well. So that's another thing. But again, this is more like a 2 shadow look. It's this color story is not so cohesive, even though this color is so beautiful, and this one only has really 3 shimmers in this palette, but 4, I should say 4. This purple one is also one. It's just a little bit all over the place, and sometimes I get a little bit stunned, or I am not in the mood to think. Do you ever get in those moods where you just want to grab a palette and let it tell you what to do? Yeah, this one's one where I really have to think it through. I could do this whole entire trio here, or I could do add a little bit of a pop here and a liner. This row down here would be nice. It's just I gotta really think about it with this one, so I would get rid of that one. Never thought in my life I would get rid of any of my MAC eyeshadows because MAC eyeshadows are beautiful, and I feel like they are user-friendly for anyone, beginner, professional, you name it. I think that they do such a good quality in that sense where you really don't get a lot of oops in the mix of that. It's like I always tell you, it's like your mom shadows. You can depend on them, you can trust them. They'll always be there for you no matter what you need. They're always there. But this one, ooh, I grabbed the wrong one. Give me a second.
A few moments later.
Wrong one. I got the right one this time. This is the MAC Eau Couture starring Rosalia. This is a Spanish singer, rapper, whatever you want to call her. The reason why this one, you can see that it is well loved because at some point it was well loved, it was well used, but as my tastes have changed, this one is a little bit more of like yesteryears. This one, no matter what I do, pulls very orange, very warm tone. And sometimes I'm not in for that. I love the shimmers of this palette. It is a beautiful palette, but it's just, I now have to kind of like bring this one in for like just one shadow or just something for the crease, not necessarily all together because it just pulls way too warm for me. So that's the reason why this one I would consider decluttering, mainly too because this is well loved. I'm not gonna lie to you, it is well loved, but it's just not my cup of tea these days. So I gotta, again, mix and add on here. Because of those palettes, you guys, I'm not buying any more orangey tone palettes. Have you noticed? Because I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. The next one is this one. This is the What's Up Beauty Desert Monsoon. Now, quality is top notch here. I love it so much. The reason why I would is mainly because this palette for me is more of like, again, I'm picking at it. I'm pulling things out of it, not necessarily using it as a whole. So if I were to choose one of the three, this is the one that would go, even though I do love these shimmers so much. So this is why I said I'm not necessarily decluttering these because I really don't want to, but if I had to choose, this is the one that I would end up getting rid of. Some of my favorites are in here as far as the shimmer goes, and I do like that the mattes are everyday, but it's just, I don't know, the other ones just give me so much more pizzazz. The formula is phenomenal though, and this is why I don't get rid of it because the formula is just top notch. All right, last two. This one should be no surprise because again, it's the same story, same story. This is the Huda Empowered. All right, I have been going back and forth on this one, whether I should declutter it or not in all honesty, but again, it's certain shadows in here. I've gotten rid of quite a few of my Huda large ones. I got rid of the Rose Quartz. I got rid of the Mercury Retrograde. I got rid of the, like a good 4 or 5. And the reason why this one didn't go is because one, it's warm tone. Two, it has cool tone in it. And that is what helps me to be able to use this palette. Like I had told you guys, in order to tone down an orange, I add a cool tone shadow to it. And it really brings it down. And that's what this one has. I have warms on this side, but I also have cools here, and that's what helps. And this is why I enjoy this one. And I gotta be very specific of my looks with this palette though. Because some of these shimmers are way too much, I gotta be careful. Like I don't go for these yellows often, but if I mix them with other shades, I can make them work because they are really pretty and textured. So I'm gonna keep this one, I don't know. I'm still debating. Last but not least is the Natasha Denona Love Palette. So this one is one that I ended up getting for Mother's Day. It was a gift, and that's one of the reasons why I don't get rid of it. And two, if I'm gonna pull for a purple pink, this is where I'm gonna go. This palette is the reason why I don't buy any purple pinks. This is the reason why I don't go out there because I already have this one, and this just gives me enough what I have. I will say there are certain shadows in here that are phenomenal, like this one in here, this pinky one that turns orangey during looks. Again, this is more of like I pull from it here and there, 1 or 2 shadows, not necessarily doing a whole look with this one. So that's why I keep this one. I didn't go for the Roxy palette because I'm like, why? If I have this, that one's more than plenty. I don't need it. So this is one that if I were to choose one, this is the one that I would let go as well. All right, you guys, after a million interruptions in this video, Lord have mercy, this is what happens when I film and everybody's home. I am just like interrupted every which way. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are my top palettes that right now, if I were to go in through my drawers, at least get rid of some. These are the ones that I would let go of. Would it break my heart with some of these? Yes. This is why this is like a tester. I always like to do these kind of videos, honestly, to prep myself for the moment that I actually officially declutter. I already told you guys, I'm gonna get to a point where I'm gonna need to declutter because I am intending on bringing in some few, but with those few, I gotta let go of some to keep my numbers down because I'm not reaching for everything and I understand that. So I'm prepping myself, you guys. This is my preparation. All right, guys, let me know in the comment section, what is your #1 palette you would declutter right now that's in your collection? I would love to know, because it might be breaking my heart because that might be my favorite, or some of these might be your favorite and I'm like offending you. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. May God bless you always. I'll catch you in the next one.